Hey you guys, it's Peter, and I'm back. Of course I'm back. I'm not going anywhere. Boost! I'm YouTube famous now. Available 2018. The album, Dad AF. I love rock and roll, so put another dime in the jukebox, baby. All right, let's get right into this video. Okay, I have a couple things to talk about before I get into this video, which is going to be about Tati Westbrook and her not having ever won an award, and we're going to talk about that. She was tweeting it out. Have you ever got so much paperwork on your desk, you just can't get to what you need to get to? I have so many drama videos. I still have not talked about Graveyard Girl and that Starbucks thing. I don't know that I ever will now. It's so old at this point. But I've got so much drama to talk about. Oh my God, I can make 15 videos a day. But I want to address something first of all, okay? And that is my intro, because I receive comments on the daily either saying, I absolutely love your intro, or I can't stand your intro. For example, yesterday I received on my video this comment, I fucking hate your intro. It's too many catchphrases, pick one. The beast always makes me cringe because you try to sound all butch, but you're a big queen. It's okay though. It's okay that you're a queen, just drop the beast part. You're far from a beast, more of a belle. Wow. I didn't realize I was trying so hard to be butch on my video. Let me get on my bloody knees and beg you to think that I'm butch. Did I ever try to think that I was butch for 1 second? Hey girl. So anyway, and then right underneath it, literally right underneath it in my creator app, okay, I probably comment like this on, or probably comment this on every video, but your intro gives me life and I look forward to it every time. So I'm like, conflicted, like back and forth, back and forth. What do I do? Keep it, get rid of it, keep it, get rid of it, right? Stop being butch. Silverdaddy.com. Boost! So anyway, I'm like, I don't know what to do, right? So we're gonna run a poll again. Now the last 2 times I have ran a poll, like, you know, you pick which, not that kind of poll, but last 2 times I've ran a poll to see which one you want. Intro, no intro, new intro, who cares, all that kind of stuff. Around 90%, I think it was 91 actually, said keep the intro. So I kept the intro. But let me explain to you really quick what the intro is, because often people want to know what all that is. Yes, Beast is a reference to Alyssa Edwards. I love her so much. I'm one of her biggest fans. I am so excited for her to get her own show on Netflix. Boost! I sing songs on here, so I joke about having an album coming out in May. This, Dad AF, this is me being sideways like Lady Gaga in the Joanne album. It's just not that deep, you guys, okay? It's just kind of like this combination of a bunch of shit that I like. It's just not that deep. So, I want to say that first. I'm going to put the poll up here. Keep the intro. Get a new intro. Who'd care, okay? And we'll go with whatever the answer is. Number 2, I want to say I have received so many tweets from people today, so many comments on my videos from yesterday saying that people are like buckled in and preparing for the hurricane that is coming their way. Please stay safe. I know a lot of you out there, a lot of Wolfpackers that follow my videos. If you're a Wolfpacker, and that means that you follow my videos, and you know, we're just trying to get by, okay? Put a blue heart below. But for most of you out there that are in the way of the storm, please stay safe. Please, please, please stay safe. I'm sending positive vibes and prayers your way. The other thing is that in the half an hour that I was sitting down getting ready to make this video, I started getting one, two, 3 DMs, right after another, about a gay YouTube couple that broke up. And everybody's saying to me, you really are psychic. You said less than a month ago there's going to be a gay couple that breaks up on YouTube, yada, yada, yada. I don't know where I get my gut feelings about these things. I really don't, okay? I actually just heard about it earlier today too. It breaks my heart. I wish them both the best. I think they are both of them super, super creative, and I think they are both an asset to the YouTube, you know, platform, and their video broke my heart. So, you know, I think all of us that follow people on YouTube, especially couples, it's sad to see them go their separate ways. So, you know, I don't want anybody to think that I'm like, yes, I'm a psychic, I figured that shit out. No, it's sad to me, you know what I mean? So anyway, let's get into this video. And this video today at 4 minutes and 39 seconds, 4 minutes and 40 seconds, is about hot Tati. Okay, so, last week, Tati, or 2 days ago, probably, Tati was 5 days ago, Tati was commenting about award nominations on Twitter, okay? And so she tweeted out, award nominations often have to do with relationships behind the scenes. Managers, sometimes sponsors, sometimes you have to pay to be nominated, sometimes you even have to pay for the award when you win. Of course, I'd love to be acknowledged. I'm human, but whatever. And then she goes on here to say, I love and support my community and think it's a beautiful thing for creators to be recognized for their hard work. So it's not that I'm against all award shows. It's just a little frustrating that with over 1,500 videos created and nearly 1 billion views, I've never been included. And then she also says, it's all very political. I've also turned down awards where I felt it would be bad for you guys. And in a state of change, we are all going through in the beauty space. I kind of want to talk about all of this stuff, even though it'll probably piss a lot of people off. So anyway, I wanted to talk about this on here because I think this is interesting. And people thought that at that time, because the very day that she tweeted that out was like the day of or the day after that the People's Choice Awards came out. And there's an award in there for influencers. And people were saying in there they thought it was interesting. Like James Charles is on there. And I think that we all know that James Charles is probably very deserving of an award. But there were other people on there that I think people were confused about. One being Michelle Phan, who hasn't put out a video in over a year. And people were like, okay, so how is... Take Tati. Y'all, listen, okay? When I was growing up, I had problems with my S's and my T's. I still do, okay? And I just can't say some words right. I can't say hot toddy. I say T-O-D-D-Y. Toddy don't care, okay? We're friends. So anyway, she doesn't care. She's never once said to me, if you ever disrespect me again by saying Tati instead of Tati, she never said it to me. She knows I love her. I love her all day long. So anyway, now see what y'all did? You made me lose my train of thought. Hold on a second now. Okay. Take Tati out of the equation, right? And let's just look at this. It's not saying that Tati deserves it any more than anybody else. In fact, a lot of people were on there saying, why isn't Jeffree Star on this list? I mean, okay, he owns his own makeup line, but he's also a huge influencer, right? Coming up with creative ideas and all this kind of stuff. And the reality is there's a lot of influencers out there that are doing really, really creative stuff. I do think I think as long as Tati has been in this, it is interesting to me that she has never even been nominated for an award, you know? So I wanted to go in here because when I was reading the thread on Reddit and I was reading the comments that people were talking about, what was interesting to me was that a lot of people were saying, well, this is arrogant of Tati, and why does she feel like she's deserving of an award and all those kinds of things? You know, I think that, and this is just me playing devil's advocate, okay? But I think that in any field that you're in, whatever your, let's call it your career or your passion or whatever you do, I think all of us want to be, you know, validated and acknowledged for our hard work, if that makes sense. You know, it's like why a lot of authors are put into all of these kind of award systems. And yes, a lot of them you have to pay to be even entered into that, you know, by entering your manuscript and things like that. The other thing that I think is, you know, like even with major awards, you know, I think like with magazines especially, when magazines list like the 10 best restaurants or the 10 best this and things like that, I don't know that a lot of people know this, but often that is an advertising tactic that people use. And so magazines will say, well, we'll put you in this if you like buy so much advertising space or whatever. That's true. Like I know that as a fact, okay? So y'all don't need to be listening in the comment sections. That where did you pull that out of your ass from? I know that. I have a lot of friends of mine that have worked in magazines before. That is actually a very true statement. So when she's talking in here about, you know, you have to pay to be part of that, I don't know what award she's talking about. Maybe not the People's Choice Awards, but some awards, I'm sure that that is true, you know? So a lot of people were coming for Tati and they were saying, you know, she's arrogant. It's like, oh, you think you deserve an award? Well, I'm not saying that I think that Tati deserves an award, but I think in 2018, she sure as shit deserves an award more than Michelle Phan. Michelle Phan hasn't put out one video or anything in the last year. So in comparison to her, yeah, I do think that she deserves an award. If it was just down to the two of them, I love Michelle, but she didn't put anything out. But if you guys want to see a really good video, go check out Michelle's video. It was like an animated video. Oh my God, it was fantastic. It was talking about, I think it was her last video she put out, about why she left. I think it's called Why I Left YouTube. It's so fantastically done. And I'm not saying that her past work doesn't deserve for her to win an award, but not in 2018. Okay, let's just be for real. So anyway, I went in here and, oh shoot. Tati, you messed everything up. So I went to the top of her Twitter. Hold on, it's not too far down. Okay, so I want to go underneath here and I wanted to read some of the comments that people have said to her. I do want to say this. This was one of the most interesting comments. And let me make sure, I think it's the second tweet that Gabby Hanna responded to. And, Here it is. So Tati said, I love and support my community and think it's a beautiful thing for creators to be recognized for their hard work. So it's not that I'm against all award shows, it's just a little frustrating that with over 1,500 videos created and nearly 1 billion views, I've never been included. And then she says, it's all very political. I've also turned down awards where I felt it would be bad for you guys. And in a state of change we are going through in the beauty space, I kind of want to talk about all this stuff, even though I'll probably piss a lot of people off. And then somebody says to her, while I agree that award shows are political and rigged, I wouldn't complain about not being nominated. It defeats the point. And she says, Tati says, it just starts to get to me when so many of my subscribers who support me are disappointed and wondering what I'm doing wrong to never be included. It's a mix of emotions, but I can see your point. I'm trying so hard to be a role model and do the right thing. And then Gabby Hanna says, of the Gabby Show, oh girl, every single year I'm on the top of not the top nominated females for Teen Choice, and they're snubbed me like 3 years in a row. I feel ya. I've still never had a Streamies nomination either, haha. And then Tati puts this little thing underneath there, and then people say, I wrote you in, Tati, for Beauty Influencer. You deserve so much more than that. What you've handled, love, I don't understand why you aren't included. And people say, you're legit, Tati. I feel like if you decided to accept to go to these award shows, you'll lose some credibility, but I get your point. And Tati said, not all award shows are bad. Celebrating talent is such a great thing. I love that. I just feel like as we are entering into a new era of transparency, this should be talked about, meaning award shows. Yep, 100%. I strongly believe that since yourself and Jeffree Star are not on the list, they're talking about the People's Choice Award. It has to do with who you know, management, PR. Tati and Jeffree are well known and have royalty status. No need for recognition that people on that list are seeking on awards. I think it also goes above and beyond that too. You know, I think that it has a lot to do with hot trends and who's hot and all that kind of stuff. You know, just because Michelle Phan is on the list doesn't mean that they really believe that she deserves it. You know, maybe she's on the list because they know that she has a lot of old fans from back in the day. Maybe they know something that we don't know. Maybe she's about to make a comeback. Who knows, you know? James Charles is like the biggest thing in the beauty influencer community right now. He's growing, so of course his name would be on there, right? But you know, it's interesting because, like, I was thinking about this when I was reading this. You know, my husband was watching something the other day, the Mod Squad, or I don't know, something to do with the Victoria's Secret fashion show. And it was talking about, you know, like how some girls get picked and some girls don't. And some girls get picked time and time again, and some girls never get picked, you know? And I've seen a lot about this on Twitter in the last 24 hours, and it makes you wonder, why do some get picked more than others? You know, like, what is it? And is there something behind that, you know, for what they're trying to present, or what are they really saying with all of those choices? I think award shows are very similar to that. You know, it's like, okay, like, who knows what they're really saying behind the scenes, you know, or I don't know, but it just makes me really, really sad, you know, that people fight for these things all their lives and they don't get the choice, they don't get the chance to do it, you know? It's like, I think at some point, you know, last year, or earlier this year, I read the book Wonder, and it's been made into a movie, and, you know, in there, August, the main character says, I believe that everybody deserves a standing ovation at least once in their life. So, Tati, okay? For that, I want to share an award that I recently received. And that award is from my new favorite vlogger, Sunny Rudder from Hawaii. And she sent me this award, which I love so much. And she said, you know, she explained the whole thing behind what this is and everything, and it was very, very sweet when she sent it to me. So I want to share this award with you. I do believe that everybody deserves a standing ovation at least once in their life. You know, I think everybody deserves a moment to feel spectacular and to feel special and to feel appreciated. And when you go and especially you've devoted the last 10 years of your life to something, or the last 5 years of your life to modeling, or the last, you know, I don't know, you know, 20 years to writing, or art, or whatever, or business sales, okay, or nursing, or whatever you do that you love, you know? I mean, even like Walmart has Employee of the Month, you know? If you're busting your ass every month to be the greatest employee that Walmart has never seen, and never once have you ever been acknowledged for that, at some point, I think that would be kind of hard. It would be kind of like, what is wrong with me? Like, what did I do wrong? Like, why am I blacklisted from all of this award stuff, you know? And so I think it is interesting what she's bringing up. I think that for me, Tati is somebody that typically stays out of the drama. I think she's extremely relatable. I think she's likable, and I think she's classy. And maybe, to some degree, that's what it is. Maybe she's not high profile enough to be in an award show. Who knows? Or be nominated for these awards. Does that mean that she doesn't deserve to be nominated? No, not at all. But I think the other thing too is, I think sometimes, and I think this is where her subscribers or fans have like a hard time with this, it's like, we love you so much, isn't that enough? And I think it should be. I think that really should be enough. But I can imagine in Tati's position, it's hard. You know, it's like all of my friends have been nominated at least once, and I never have. Like, what am I doing wrong? So I feel for her, and I share my wonderful award from Sunny Rudder. I will link Sunny's channel below. She's fantastic. And she's a vlogger that I just fell in love with, and she car vlogs and all this kind of stuff. And so anyway, you know, I really liked what Tati said. I like that she's talking about transparency and wanting to talk about all of the stuff behind the scenes in the beauty community. I think it's interesting. Nobody's ever brought up the award shows before, so maybe she'll make a video about it. Maybe we'll get to hear what Tati has to say. If you'd like to see that video, if you'd like to see what Tati has to say about it, put it in the comment section below. I love you guys, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.